Clapperheads, and welcome to a brand new edition of ClapperTalks. I'm Nick Dorian, and on today's episode, we have an extremely special guest, Mr. Abid Hussain. His film is out now in cinemas, Memori. It is an absolutely fantastic film. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but I really love the film. It's something that I haven't seen in Malaysian cinemas, if ever. I strongly urge you, if you are watching this, go and watch Memori. It's in cinemas right now. Welcome, Abid. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Nick, for inviting me onto this lovely podcast.
Thank you.
I've been watching it all this long on Instagram, but this is the first time, and I'm quite honored that I've been invited.
We are honored to have you. Now, first I got to ask, tell us a little bit, for people who don't know, who is Abid Hussain, and more specifically, who are you and what is Creative Stew?
So, I've been working in the broadcast industry for the last 25 years. I studied film and television. I did my master's in film and television in Australia. Then I did my internship with Warner Brothers Studios in Gold Coast. Then I moved to India, worked with News Corp, with Channel V and Star TV Network. And then from there, as luck had it, moved to Singapore. Worked with Sony Pictures in Singapore with their AXN and Animax brand for 2 channels. And then Astro came looking for me, and then I moved to Jakarta.
Okay.
When Astro was getting established in 2006 in Jakarta. So I was in the pioneering team of Astro's channels in Jakarta. Then after a year and a half, I moved to Malaysia when Astro was setting up their Malay language network. And I was very fortunate enough to be in the pioneering team again for all these new channels which were being launched, all these Cherias and Kiranas and Avani. So I was there for the launch of those channels, and I was basically taking care of the network branding, promos, and and a little bit of programming when they started. Spending around 6 years with Astro, working with such amazing people and amazing bunch of talent, which I was lucky enough to work with. I started my own company in 2012.
Okay.
That's Creative Stew. And we basically are an independent content creative company. And this is our 13th year in operation.
Congratulations.
And we were very, very fortunate to work with some great brands, with great networks, and got to make some lovely TV shows and commercials and branded content. And now, ultimately, 2 years back, we did the first Malaysian original for Amazon Prime Video, That Cover Girl.
Yes.
Young women are not content about being told what to wear or how to wear it. They want to be heard and seen, and I want my designs to reflect on that.
And this year, we made our first feature, Memori, which is right now in theaters. And so that has been the journey. And I've always been a television and film guy. So we're sticking to that.
Now, you mentioned that you've worked with all these fantastic brands like Channel V and all that. Was that the drive for you to start your own company? Were you like working with all these companies? You're like, no, now is my time to start something.
See, nobody in my family has done business.
Okay.
And I need to correct that. My mom is a businesswoman. I keep forgetting about that. So I basically, my dad was a doctor and he was always in the government service in India. I never thought of doing business of my own. And but while working in Malaysia for so long, I realized there's a really good gap which needs some kind of enhancement. And that was the content gap. With my knowledge, with my way of working and my thought process, I thought I can do a little bit better than what it is right now. And I can, contribute in some way or the other to make the content bit look a little better than what it is right now.
Okay.
And so that was the whole, idea to start Creative Stew. And we've been very lucky and we've been very fortunate that we were given so much of opportunities to do some great work, award-winning work.
Yes.
And that was the whole idea, and that is what the dream was. And
Okay.
I think we were just lucky enough to follow that, what we wanted to do, we are doing right now.
I gotta ask about the name though, because I know you are a fantastic chef. So did that incorporate into the name? Is that why it's called Creative Stew?
It's got nothing to do with cooking.
Okay.
So I have a fascination for Shakespeare.
Okay.
Back home in India, the school I went to, and the kind of education I had, it was very Shakespearean driven. And we grew up on Julius Caesar and Macbeth, all. And Stew is basically taken away from the first chapter of Macbeth, where the three witches, where the three witches are brewing the stew.
Yes.
And because in the stew they see the future of the story.
Yes, exactly.
So that idea came from that we look into the future of content and creators. So it's a creative stew.
I love it. I love it.
So it was always there. I wanted to incorporate something Shakespearean in whatever I wanted to do. And so this just came naturally.
Okay.
And every time I tell this story and everybody gets really impressed that you went that far into this. Why can't you just have a normal name? Yes.
But it works. Creative Stew is such a memorable name. Like, it's in my memory. Now, I do have to ask, you did say that you've worked with a lot of great brands and done a lot of great ads and whatnot. Was there any sort of unconventional IP pitch that was pitched to you that was maybe sort of felt a little bit risky or a little bit niche, but somehow it actually worked?
Actually, it was our IP, our first IP, which we did. This was Creative Stew's first or second show, called Sembang Teh Tarik.
Di mana anda ingin saksikan rancangan yang mempunyai kereta-kereta yang cantik, band yang terbaik dengan muzik yang terkini. Setiap episod dengan persembahan-persembahan yang sungguh menarik.
It was basically a talk show in the car, and all classic cars. Because I love cars and I'm pretty much in that zone of F1 and fancy cars. And although I drive a truck, but
there's nothing to be ashamed about. A truck is a fantastic vehicle.
So I thought that would be really good to have a talk show inside the car, and we keep changing the cars in every episode.
Okay,
so that was my thing, was to see how many cars can we get, and. As luck had it, we ended up having 4 seasons of Sembang Teh Tarik, 13 episodes each.
Okay.
And pretty much we ended up every possible rentable car in KL to use that for the show. And I had a great time making that show. So if from a idea perspective, I thought, who's going to watch? But that show became really good because everybody enjoyed this conversation in the car. And we had like the Rolls Royce and Mustangs and Austins, and means you name it. Although there was a lot of difficulties also at times, because these are old cars that used to stop in the middle of the road. We have done, pushing from behind and getting it started, and had to wait for a few hours to, cool down and then start again. But from an idea and from an IP perspective, I think it was a great.
It was worth it.
It was worth it, and I quite enjoyed making that show. Okay. So that was, and it started off with Miss Creative Stew. Started off with that kind of a show, and later on, means even our last show. That Cover Girl, which we pitched to every broadcaster. I know, whether it's here, whether it's Singapore, whether it's India, it was turned down. It was done. Ultimately, we thought that, okay, you know what, but we believed in that show quite a lot. So we said that, okay, you know what, we'll make it and let's see. And then later on, we'll go and sell it and see who will buy it. And as luck had it, Amazon came knocking and they took it. They licensed it from us. And that was another IP which was bold enough that's why nobody was touching it with the barge pole. That it got picked up, and it became the first Malaysian original for
Yeah, and I
Amazon
mean
Prime
that
Video.
is a fantastic series. Like, I will admit, I haven't seen the whole season. I've seen a few episodes. It is wonderfully shot. The storytelling is beautiful. It's very layered, which is quite rare in a Malaysian television series. So if you haven't, go check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. That Cover Girl. I also, of course, want to get into Memori for a little bit. But before we do that, we'll do that after the break. Before we do that, I just want to touch a little bit on your podcast. Because if you don't know Abid, he also is a podcaster, a fellow podcaster with What's Stewing. Now, it's interesting that you talk about Sembang Teh Tarik, because was that a catalyst to want to do your own podcast? Because it sounds like it as well, like a podcast in a car.
No, that was not the catalyst.
Okay.
The catalyst was the industry cribbing.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, everyone in the industry had grouses against, the decision makers. I'm just talking about our Malaysian content industry.
Sure.
And everybody had questions, and everybody had, hey, this is not being done properly, and that is not being done properly, and what is happening here, and what is happening there.
Yeah.
So nobody is talking to each other. And I thought, you know what, I'll put the right people onto a platform and ask the right questions, and serious ones.
Yeah.
No goofing around,
Yeah.
no funny stuff. Ask the right questions and get the right answers from my industry colleagues.
Yeah.
That was the whole intention, because I was sick and tired of people cribbing. That was the germ of an idea. And then we said, okay, who's going to fund it? Because we don't have sponsors.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? We already have equipment in the office. We have a pretty decent office. So I said, why don't we just shoot it in the office? And all these industry people, they were very kind enough. They were very generous enough with their time, who came and talked and answered each and every question which I asked them.
Yeah.
And that is what What's Doing is all about. Is basically is for the industry, by the industry people. And that's one of the reasons why we have only kept it to our industry.
Yeah.
It's very industry focused.
Yeah.
So you will only see writer, director, producers, the chairman and CEO of Finas, and people who create formats to award organizations like MIFFES, like Asian Academy Creative Awards.
Yeah.
So we kept it like that, and to be very honest, the industry follows it. I get a lot of whenever I'm traveling or I'm meeting new people, I heard that and I saw that. I got these answers which I was looking for, and I get messages. Can I get in touch with this person because I have something going on? This person can help. So in some way or the other, we were just trying to give a helping hand.
Understood.
With What's Doing. We never had this idea of we're going to make money out of it.
Yeah.
So it's just our initiative, Creative Stew's initiative for the industry to benefit with their questions and the right people answering them.
And I mean, it's a fantastic podcast. Like, if you ever want to know in these creatives' minds that you don't necessarily get to hear a lot, What's Doing is a fantastic podcast. You can find it on their YouTube channel, on Spotify, every audio platform. After the break, we are going to talk a little bit about Memori, so stick around because you do not want to miss this.
Hello, Dr. Hassan.
Baik.
Ini siapa?
Anak aku, Imran.
My wife, Rina.
Tadi masa saya masuk dapur, you tahu tak apa yang nampak?
Abah sebenarnya ada Alzheimer. Sekejap ingat, sekejap lupa. Mati beri-beri masa je.
So, Memori, of course, is Creative Stew's first directorial feature. Is it your first directorial feature
My
film?
first directorial feature
All
and
right.
the Creative Stew's first feature production.
Okay, what made you choose this particular story? Was this always the plan to have this story as the first?
As you know, that this story is based on actual events in my
Yes,
life.
yeah.
It's based on my father's Alzheimer's and my time with him. And back in 2020, when COVID hit, I was just fortunate enough to bring my father from India to Malaysia a month before lockdown. And that's when we discovered that he's going through Alzheimer's. So those 2 years were, because we didn't have anything else to do, we were in the house and his Alzheimer was just progressing.
Yeah.
So I was completely clueless about this disease. And for me, it was a learning experience. So I was doing a lot of research, and I was trying to find solutions for him, for his dementia, Alzheimer's. At that point in time, while doing all of that, I said, why there's no, there's nothing done in that space, and people are still struggling to know about this disease, and why can't I do something about it? And that's when I started putting some thoughts on paper, and that went on for a year and a half, and then my dad passed away in November 2021. And by that time, I had a whole structure in place, and I thought that this is the time.
Okay.
Because when I did my research, there's going to be a hell lot of Alzheimer patients in the next few years. And I thought this is the right time to tell the right story, because that will definitely benefit a lot of families, a lot of people. The whole idea was not to make a film which is commercially, skewed. It was, the whole idea from the very beginning was to teach people, not I would say teach, but make people aware about this deadly disease and how it not only affects the patient, but it affects the whole family.
Yes.
So that's when I started discussing this with our screenplay writer Yasmin Yaqub, and she soaked in everything, because I had long sessions with Yasmin, and I told her this is what my life was, and this is how my father's life was, and how Zach's life with my father was, my wife Zach, and she got all of that, and then that's where we started developing the story.
Okay.
And like Mr. Martin Scorsese always says,
Yes.
the most creative is the most personal.
Yes.
So every filmmaker's first film is very personal, because they know what story they want to tell.
Yes.
And I completely believe that it has to come as an honest film, an honest story. And nothing more could have been honest than Memori for us, because we have lived it. And so that was the whole idea, that it's time to tell a story like Memori.
Okay.
And this was the time.
Now, speaking of Alzheimer's, it of course can rob a lot of families of stories that were never written down. Was making Memori your way of archiving something before it gets lost for good? Or, I mean, like, not just about your father, but like the emotions you never got to express while he was lucid. Was this your opportunity to express those emotions?
To an extent, yes. Because I know 5 years, 10 years down the line, I might just forget the time which was spent with my father. I will forget that how difficult it was, how for him as well as for us as family members who were caregivers. And also because, as time progresses, it heals also. So I didn't want that to get lost somewhere. I wanted it to be, a driving force for good. It's not just from a commercial viable kind of a thing. And to be very honest, making a film like Memori, from a distribution perspective, it's a big risk, because nowadays people only watch action as well as horror. So a human story, a human drama is very hard to sell. And that is when we were very, very fortunate to have our distribution partners, Golden Screen Cinema, GSC Movies. They came in and supported us, and that really made a lot of difference, because they believed in our story, they believed in what we were doing, they saw the potential of the story, and they said, go ahead, tell your story. And we are very, very thankful for GSC to back us up.
Now, again, I just want to touch on the fact that this is very much a true story between you and your father, that relationship, which, of course, you said wasn't the easiest to start with, because you're still learning about this disease, trying to figure out how to take care of him. Were there any moments or scenes within this film that, while shooting, it really, you had to take a step back, like it got too much?
There were not one, there were many.
Okay.
And not only just from a shooting perspective, I think the toll took a lot more in post production
Okay.
because shoot is what 25 days. That's about it.
Yeah.
But post went on for months, and I have to see the edit again and again and again,
Yeah.
and relive that for a very long time. To an extent that the film is 100 minutes, but every edit took me 5 to 6 hours because I had to take breaks. Because it became too real. It became too, it was every time I was looking at the story, it was just another punch in the gut.
Yeah.
So while shooting, my crew was just amazing. They knew how sensitive the story was, and they gave me my space. To an extent, I'm not going to give spoilers, but there have been some scenes where they let me alone with the monitor and closed the door and they went away.
Okay.
Because they knew that how hard it is going to be on me. So yeah, there were a few scenes. I won't tell which one because that is giving away a lot on the story. But his the progression of his disease was quite tough, and the ending was quite tough. So yes, shooting wise, these are the things which were quite tough. And then, like I said, post was tougher.
Yeah. Was there any scenes that was left on the cutting room floor that you feel like, oh, I really wish this one made it?
No. Right now, what you see on screen means we have cut 40 minutes of the film.
Okay.
Means my first cut was 140 minutes.
Okay.
So 40 minutes have been chopped off.
Yeah.
And we cleaned it up to an extent that this is it.
Okay.
It's not a frame extra, not a frame less.
Okay.
And that was intentional in the sense that I had to bring in people to give an outsider perspective to the edit. Because I was too much inside.
Yes, you're too into it. Yeah.
And I was thinking, okay, we need to put this because we have spent money.
Yeah.
We have short stuff which we have not put in, which I still get really irritated. Why did we shoot it in the first place? But then it was not helping the story.
Okay.
It was taking the audiences, it was diverting them from the actual theme.
Okay.
So we shot in the night in the middle of the sea with cherry picker, with lighting done.
Yeah.
My DOP Hafiz did a fantastic job. We had team members who were like who went through hell to make that scene look really nice.
Yeah.
And the scene is not there. And the funny thing is that I did not show the film to anyone till it was screened for the premiere.
Is there a reason for that?
Yes.
Okay, why?
The reason was, first of all, I wanted everybody to experience the film like they're experiencing it for the first time.
Ah, okay.
Second thing is, I didn't wanted people's opinion. Whoever had to give their opinion, I had taken their opinion.
Okay.
Because my editor's opinion mattered. My screenplay writer's opinion mattered.
Yeah.
My DP's opinion mattered.
Of course.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
Because everyone will come and give you opinion that, oh, you should do this and you should do that.
And then it gets too much, it clouds your opinion.
It clouds it. Really, it clouds it.
Yeah.
From a structure point of view, from a narrative point of view, I wanted to keep it that tight. So when we showed the film for the very first time on the 22nd of July, that is the kind of reaction I wanted. And I got that kind of reaction.
Alhamdulillah, I'm glad.
So even the actors and and actress were also, Hisham, Diana and Dato Hilal, they had not seen that film.
This is their first time.
Their first time, and they were all sitting next to me, and they were like, so, and I wanted that reaction. And they went on, before the preview, they were doing a lot of interviews, press interviews and all that. And they kept on, whenever the press was asking, so what do you think about the film? What film? You haven't seen the film.
Yeah.
So that was intentionally done. And some of the team members were really annoyed with me. That's why I'm not showing them. I said, hang on.
Yeah.
Don't watch and an uncooked film.
Yeah.
Let me finish it, then you watch it.
Now, I do have to ask, like, Memori is very unconventional in the sense of an Alzheimer's film. Like, yes, it is very much a father-son story, but it's also a story about Alzheimer's. And instead of really focusing the center point on the Alzheimer's patient, you spent a lot of time exposing what the caretakers, the sons, the family members go through. Like, is there anything that you want audience to take away from that? Did you want them to understand what the pain is? What was your decision on making that the viewpoint rather than the first person perspective of an Alzheimer's patient?
That's a really good question. What I realized in my journey with my father's Alzheimer's is that this disease not only affects the patient, the disease basically affects the whole household.
Yeah.
And it's such a complex situation where the person who's going through it and he's losing his mind and he's losing his memories, that's a different kind of sorrow. People who are caregivers are completely on a different level because they have to take care of this person.
Yes.
And they also have to understand that this person doesn't remember you.
Yeah.
As the illness progresses, it gets worse and worse. So I wanted these caregivers I want to shine light on these caregivers that however close you are, you will not get that medal which you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because the person you're doing it for will not remember. On the other hand, you can't leave that person alone because he can't do anything on their own.
Yeah.
And there's no solution. There's no medication. There's no, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. You know that by the end of it, nobody survives.
Yeah.
So I wanted to shine a light there on the caregivers, and that was the reason. Although it's an Alzheimer film, I wouldn't say Alzheimer film. It's more of a relationship film.
Yes.
So it's more of the dynamics of the relationship between husband and wife and father and son, and daughter-in-law and father-in-law. But deep down, it's basically a family which is struggling where relationships are concerned.
Yeah.
So that was the whole idea. We keep Alzheimer's as a catalyst, which basically shows what everyone is going through.
Yeah. I love that perspective because, I mean, you know my story as well, with my wife as well. And the fact that it is the most accurate depiction of not only what the caregivers go through, but what the Alzheimer's patient goes through as well. Something, again, like I said at the beginning, I've never seen in a mainstream local film. Now, one last question I got to ask you before I let you go is, in Memori, photography and photographs play such an integral role to remembering certain memories, especially with Hassan, the father of the story. Is there any particular picture of you and your father that you hold absolutely dear to your heart?
I was very fortunate to perform Hajj with my father. That was in 2007. And I have a picture with him after we finished our Hajj. And I think that was one photograph which I always remember because that was my first proper travel with my father.
Yeah.
I mean, he's traveled with me before, but it was more touristy. But this was a different level because we were there for a reason.
Yeah.
And I was very, very fortunate to perform Hajj with him.
Yeah.
So I think that is one picture which always reminds me of my father, is that we were healthy enough to perform Hajj and we finished Hajj together.
Alhamdulillah, that's beautiful. That really is beautiful. Now, the very last question that I have is, you've got some fantastic actors with Dato' Hilal, Diana, and of course Hisham Hamid. But if you were to recast this, if Hollywood were to recast this, which Hollywood actors would you like to have in those three roles? And where does Tom Cruise fit into all that?
You know my obsession with Tom Cruise?
Of course.
No, Tom Cruise won't fit into this story.
As I was writing this, I was like, would he get Tom Cruise to play Hassan? And I'm like, no.
No.
I know he would think, no, Tom Cruise is too young.
No, Scorsese will be playing Dr. Hassan.
Okay.
Okay, he's a damn good actor, by the way.
Okay.
This is on top of my head, you know.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But if you look at Tom Cruise,
Mm-hmm.
he did something like that in Magnolia.
Yes, of course. Yes, he did.
So he will fit in.
Always gonna find a way to fit Tom Cruise in.
Yeah.
But what about Diana and
Diana will
Hisham?
remain Diana.
Okay.
I won't change Diana for anything.
Okay.
Because she's such a fantastic actress.
Yes, absolutely.
And she's just amazing to work with. Actually, all three of them are just amazing to work with. I was very fortunate to work with all three of them. And they gave it their all.
They did.
And I think that shows on screen that how much effort they have put.
Yeah.
And
Because their performances are so real, they're so raw, you brought that out of them.
It was, and also that came also from a sense of responsibility, from the space of responsibility. That all three of them wanted to honor my father's legacy.
Yes.
His pain, his disease. So I think all three of them were so honest with how they performed, and I'm very thankful to all three of them that they put in all their effort, they put in all their hard work behind delivering what you can see on screen.
So make sure you reward all that hard work that all of them have gone through and go and watch Memori right now. It's in cinemas nationwide. It's nationwide, right?
Yes.
Go and watch it. Whatever state you're in, go see Memori right now. It's a story that truly deserves to be seen, heard, and as I said in my interview, my review, cherished for all time. Thank you so much, Abid,
Thanks
for
so
coming
much,
on the
Nick.
podcast.
Thank you for coming. Thanks, Nick, for inviting me for this podcast. I really enjoyed talking to you.
I really appreciate you being here. Now, where can they find Creative Stew and the What's Doing podcast?
What's Doing is on all platforms, YouTube, Apple Music, as well as Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And Creative Stew is in Publica. So if any of your viewers want to come and hang out, we have a lovely office on top of MPH. Please drop by. We provide good coffee. So
that's a personal invite only for ClapperCorn viewers.
Exactly,
Okay,
yes.
all you Clapperheads, go to Creative Stew right now.
Please do, and you will love what we have in our office. So please do come over and hang out. We can have a lot of discussion about films and
Abid can show you his collectibles. They're fantastic. Thank you so much again for watching, everybody. You can always follow ClapperCorn at ClapperCorn on Instagram, TikTok, and of course, YouTube. Thank you so much again, Abid, for coming onto the show. I am Nick Dorian. He is Abid Hussain. Keep watching the movies.